Hello and welcome back to SirKenSaid.com. Now, tonight I wanted to talk about a movie that is not getting nearly the amount of love that it should be from action fans like myself. And that movie would be Ghost Killer. This harkens back to the fact that not a lot of people know this, but Jackie Chan was like the Chinese James Brown. He worked with the exact same stunt crew, the same crew of actors. If you look back at his early stuff, remember all the henchmen he used to fight? That's because those were the same group of guys that he worked with until they either retired, were killed, or whatever. But he had that exact same crew. And that's the thing when you're shooting Japanese and Chinese action flicks. The reason they look so good is because not only do Asian directors know how to properly shoot their actors and stunt people, but their actors and stunt people are capable of doing what's required and don't need all the cut takes and stuff like that just make action look like shit. The action in Ghost Killer is next level. The best way to describe it is gun fu, knife fu, possession. And you see what I get to in the description. First of all, I'm going to throw up the spoiler alert right now. And then, so I don't sound like a complete idiot, I am going to just throw up the names of the directors and actors instead of trying to pronounce them. So, the movie was directed by, and it stars, and it also stars, if you're a fan of this guy's movies, you will fucking love this movie. This will be on my top 15 list at the end of the year for sure. But it's short, it's sweet, and it tells the story of an assassin who is taken out by his protege partner on the orders of their boss. As it turns out, and you've probably heard this before, but sometimes when a soul is violently killed, they tend to be tethered or trapped on the mortal plane by a physical object. That object in this case was the single shell casing left from the round that the protege put into his partner's head. And it was found by the girl, Fumika. There is no way in hell he intended on getting a 80-pound little girl to exact his vengeance, but sometimes you got to make 50 cents sometimes you got to make $1 out of 50 cents. So after she picks up the shell case and not even knowing what it really was, she put it in her pocket and he begins to appear to her. And he pleads his case. I need to use you physically to exact my revenge. And she basically tells him, yeah, you need to fuck all the way off with that bullshit. But her homegirl is getting Ike Turnered by her boyfriend. And Hodo says, I can't handle this. And so she decides to give him a test drive and possesses her body. And he beat the brakes off this boy. It was just embarrassing. And she decides from there, maybe we could help each other out. The fight scenes and stunt choreography was no wire work. No wire work whatsoever. It's just hands and movement and feet. And it's fucking fantastic from an action standpoint of view. I wish that the only reason I found out about it was because of the trailers. I said, "Ooh, I got to see that." And I'm going to encourage everybody to at least rent this. I'm going to buy it this weekend just so I watch it again and again and again. But yeah, this will be in my top 15 at the end of the year. And the only reason I don't give it a 10 is because it was in Japanese, so I had to read it first, then watch it. And you know how much I fucking hate the read part. So yeah, out of my 1 to 10, this is going to get like a 9.5 out of a 10. Okay. Those are my thoughts. And if you're an action fan, if you're not an action fan, really, what are you doing on my channel? Go watch this movie. Those are my thoughts, and I'll see you on the other side.